What's up, guys? It's Matterz, and Der Eisendrache comes out in about a week, so we're going to go over everything we can possibly think of for this upcoming map. A lot of cool stuff to talk about here in this video, and then in the next couple of videos as the week progresses before Der Eisendrache releases on February 2nd, next Tuesday. This video, we're going to talk again about potentially destroying the moon within Der Eisendrache, whether it be the Origins characters, a third-party source, the Frozen one, whether we're fighting the Nazi crew in Moon versus the Origins crew. There's a ton of different possibilities on how this will actually play out within Black Ops 3 Zombies 4 DLC 1, but this video, we're going to sort of step away from the storyline just a bit, and we're going to look at the actual map in general, and certain weapons and certain things found within the actual promotional image back in December, and within the poster and stuff that really shows us, like, okay, there are actual elements on the map that could be used to fight against these evil forces, potentially, the Frozen one, potentially some sort of third-party evil force, like sort of the Shadow Man type figure. There's a bunch of other ones as well. Again, I'm not going to go sort of into the storyline side of things, just sort of like what we actually see. Because like I said, there's a lot of cool stuff we're going to go through, a lot of different sort of cool machinery, weapons, artillery, different watchtowers and stuff. We're going to go through everything there in this video, and that obviously would translate directly into what we do for the Der Eisendrache DLC Easter egg, whether it's the main Easter egg, the side quest, or just the storyline element of the map. It will directly translate into that. So let's get started here. We're going to start off actually with just a general image here, and I'll leave a link to the official article that actually goes through this in the description. They talk about a bunch of different stuff, whatever. But the image here, you're going to see 3 red circles, and that's sort of like the main points of what we will be talking about. The 3 sort of weapons they will be using to fight against either the moon directly, or obviously just the third-party sort of Shadow Man figure, like the Origins characters were being haunted by in the Giant, or like I said, just some evil force. So the first one here is the V2 rocket launch pad, and we've talked about this a lot before. The rockets found within, Der Eisendrache, the official promotional image. We've talked about them being used almost directly towards blowing up the moon, and if anything, if we do blow up the moon, the main source and the main sort of firepower we would use would be these V2 rockets, 3 of them found outside the map of Der Eisendrache. And again, we're going to have to see what we're actually doing with the moon, how we're actually going to blow it up, why we would be. We've talked about time and time again blowing up the moon to stop the actual moon from blowing up us, Earth, obviously, and that happened within the storyline of the Nazi crew back in Black Ops 1, or that sort of era that happened back then, and maybe these Origins characters are trying to stop that from happening. Maybe there's something else they need to change on Moon to actually, just really continue a good life and really end off this crazy stuff with zombies. They have to blow up the moon to do that, and again, there could very well be some sort of thing with the storyline that we just don't know about, and we don't really know why they're actually going to blow up the moon, but we know that it's there, we know the rockets are here, and we know something's going to go down. So again, we'll have to see. There's been so many hints towards Moon, so many hints towards the Griffin station, leaving Moon, and it's actually now located on Der Eisendrache. A ton of crazy stuff, so we'll see what happens with that. But the next one here is actually the anti-aircraft weapons, and then the Mob of the Dead style watchtowers, and those two probably not going to really affect the moon in any way, because they can't even reach that far to begin with. They're pretty good, crazy weapons, sort of World War II style weapons. Obviously the watchtower, as in the snipers and the actual automatic machine guns up there, and then the anti-craft weapons, the sort of missiles that go straight and target these, I guess, aerial planes and helicopters and different strikes like that. So those two would obviously be used against, let's say, the Frozen one, or some sort of evil force that's actually, within Der Eisendrache, because there isn't just going to be this thing between the Origins characters and, let's say, the Nazi characters on Moon. It's probably going to be sort of this 2-level storyline where you're going to have the evil forces on Der Eisendrache, where you have to fight them directly on the map, let's say the werewolves, or whatever sort of medieval thing, Treyarch decides to make up, sort of like Shadows of Evil. They made up, they didn't really make it up, but they took this Cthulhu sort of lore and then put it on the map. That's probably going to be the same thing with Der Eisendrache. We've seen the rituals, so for Der Eisendrache, they're going to have the same sort of style, this evil force that you're fighting, this common enemy, if you whatever you want to call it, and then the watchtowers, obviously, found within the actual promotional image of Der Eisendrache, and that's circled in the red circle as you saw before, and then the obvious anti-aircraft weapons on the castle as well to the left of the actual image that we saw. So those two would be probably used against that. Now, They could be used against the moon. I was debating talking about like a moon and earth sort of battles type of thing, but I don't really know how that would work because we don't even know why they would be blowing up the moon, and we don't even know if they will blow up the moon. We've just seen so much towards it, so it's hard really not to talk about it. But I wouldn't say that's between the moon, because who knows what the moon is doing. Maybe the people on the moon don't really know what's going on right now. They don't even know that we're about to attack them with these rockets, so I doubt they're going to come attack us, and I doubt we would have to use watchtowers to actually, you know, defend ourselves and defend Der Eisendrache in the castle or whatever. So again, we're not so sure, but I'm going to put that more towards like a third party sort of like enemy that's only found within Der Eisendrache, and then the rockets would be used directly for the moon. So we'll have to see what happens here. Again, anything can happen, but I just thought I'd point this out because it's really interesting that we have these weapons at our disposal and we just don't know what's going to happen, what we're going to use them for, and all of that crazy stuff. So we'll see. I'll do some more storyline stuff and theories relating to how we will use it and what we will do with it later in the week before Der Eisendrache comes out. And then once it comes out, live streams every day, and then we'll be trying to figure out everything we can for the map. So yeah, hopefully you stick around, and then that's really it. I'll see you guys later.